You see how I opened this week's episode? It's with, yeah. Yeah, you bet.
Okay. I'm just grab my earbuds.
It's all good, man.
All right, no worries. You guys could also just cut it out.
You.
How do you guys do your show? Like all raw, or do you cut out parts, or?
It depends. I generally like if there's anything you need us to cut out after, if you're second guessing something, just let me know, man, and I'll take it out.
Hey, it's Emanali. We're on episode 73 on the Sit Down podcast. I hope you enjoy.
Hey everyone.
Hey guys. Thank you for joining us again this week.
Yep.
We got another interesting, fun episode for you.
Yeah, we had Emanali. He's a young up-and-coming artist.
He's 19, right?
19.
Out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Yep.
Originally from East Africa.
Yes. I think, and we didn't ask him, but I think it's Kenya.
Okay.
I think.
All right.
I might be wrong. Sorry.
We came across him through Earl Pereira. So Emanali is the one in the new Steadies video. The remix for Ghosted.
Yep.
If you guys check out that video, you'll see who Emanali is. But yeah, so that's how we got in touch with him through Earl. Shout out to Earl. And had an interesting night with him. You know, we talked about him meeting Earl through Sask Music. And producing his own music, you know.
How he's treating it as a business.
Yeah, right? And then how he's got so much further to go in his career. Like, he's only 19, and he's just itching, raring to go. Like, you can see it. Like, he's just ready.
Yeah, he's hungry.
Yeah, that's the word, right? So, yeah, it was fun. He's got some stuff coming out, I think, this Saturday. He's got a video being released and everything that he kind of talks about a little bit. So there's that. This episode is actually, before I get into who it's brought to you by, if you guys could please just like and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell to get notified.
Ding.
Right. It really helps us out. You guys, we're having a blast doing this and we really want to keep doing it.
Yep.
And also get your tickets to Moose Fest if there's even still some left. Right now, at this point in time, they're definitely selling, and I'm hoping to add another 100 tickets on the 11th, considering we go to Phase 3.
Moose Fest right here.
Yeah, you can get your tickets
August 7th, Bellevue Hall,
moosefestsk.ca.
Correct.
And the episode is brought to you by
the new merch that we have on the website.
Yes, I said last week there with the sheepdogs. I'm hoping it was here. After I said that, I was like, oh, man, it better be here. Because, I didn't want to be called a liar. But it's here. Yay.
You heard me say by the merch that's on the website, right?
No, I didn't hear you say that.
No. Okay. Anyway, we have new merch on the website.
Aha. There you go.
And our Elon is here. So M3is3D.com is a company that creates 3D shaped heads. 3D shaped heads.
Yeah.
That you can rest your headphones on. I would show you, but I'm using my headphones.
Yeah, that 3D printing, right?
Yep.
Pretty cool. And we got the Elon Musk, as you can see behind me, where the headphones will rest on top of.
Yep.
And there's all kinds of, there's Lady Liberty. There's some Albert Einstein on
Aliens.
there.
Yeah, they have a whole bunch of stuff. So if you go to m3is3d.com and you fill out, or you pick whatever you want, you put it in your cart and you check out using the code MOOSE, you will get 10% off.
Yeah. Sweet.
And with that, enjoy this episode.
Mark's just checking the internet speed here right now, too.
Oh, okay. No worries.
And it's terrible.
It's so bad.
No worries.
Hey, Access Communications from Regina, you suck balls.
I should leave that
Wait,
in.
you guys are based out of Regina,
do it.
hey?
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
We're gonna power through it.
Okay.
So if it's pretty bad, like just please don't like get frustrated or anything. We'll just push through it, man. I think we'll be okay.
All right, no worries.
We'll
No
do
worries.
the.
But yeah, I was saying it's a little town called Saint Isidore de Bellevue. Have you ever heard of it?
No, I've never heard of that.
Saint
Ever.
Isidore de Bellevue? No.
So it's French.
Right. We're having Moose Fest here.
Oh, that's the thing?
Yeah, it's definitely a thing, man. We have the
So, like-
Steadies are headlining.
Mhm.
And we've
So
got
how-
League of Wolves and 7 Mile Sun playing.
Wait, how long has Moose Fest been going on?
This will be the first one.
Oh, this will be the okay. See, because I was like, wow, Moose Fest, a whole festival dedicated, you know, because we're out here in
Right.
Saskatchewan. I'm like, how come I've never like that hasn't been prior ones? Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So I thought I've just been missing out on something.
Oh,
Not
no,
yet.
No
not at
worries.
all. But hey, man, so
What day?
thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you as well.
The way that I'll be honest, the first time I heard you and heard of you was through Earl Pereira with the Steadies there when you did the remix of Ghosted is how like I kind of fell onto who you are. And that's when we reached out. So what I've been able to gather is I'm going to say like you moved to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan when you were 5 years old from East Africa. Am I right?
West.
East or
east?
west?
No, east. No, it's East Africa.
East Africa. And
Yeah.
like I watched that little CBC News or CTV News clip that you've got. So that's kind of really the only information I know, that you self-taught on the piano at 11 years old.
Let him tell the story.
Right, yeah, all right. Well, I just want to say like what's easy access information out there.
Yeah.
But what I do want to know, I'm going to dive right into it. What I want to know is how did you meet up with Earl and like that whole collab started and everything? Like I want to know everything. Give it to us.
With Ghosted specifically,
Sure.
or just how I met Earl?
Well, start with how you met
Earl.
Yes
to both. Yes to both.
Okay. All right. Yes to both. Okay. So, it's a really famous story. I've told people this countless times. But yeah. So when I was in 8th grade, I was in this education program called Equal Justice. So it's an alternative form of education for students. So it's more hands-on and more practical than your average classrooms. And so that year was a big year for me, especially in music, because our teachers really encourage arts and crafts and just stuff like that. And so one of our teachers, Mel, he actually went to school with Earl in high school, right? So they had known each other a while back. And the Steadies were working on a song. I think it was, they were working on a couple songs. So the first one is, it's on the tip of my tongue. Hold on, Revolution. I think it was. There's a new revolution. So that was one of the songs. So they were. I think it was around the time they came up with that song. And they did a song with our classroom. It was called Heroes. And so that's around the time when I met Earl. And it was perfect timing too, because I was still fairly new in terms of the technical side of music. You know, I was still figuring out, you know, in terms of programs or production, where to even get started, right? But I knew for sure that, you know, music was something that I was into. And so I remember asking Earl, because he gave us a couple of tips on what programs to use and stuff like that. And so he mentioned one, I think it was Mixcraft. Yeah, it was Mixcraft. So I remember I started using that immediately, and I created my first song in 8th grade using that program. It was still the trial version, so you know I had to make it work. And and then I remember there was one program that he mentioned. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but FL Studios. So it's a very, very well known one, especially in the obviously mainstream industry. I remember you mentioned that.
Head Dog uses that, calls it Fruit Loops.
Fruity Loops. Yeah, exactly. I just call it FL because, you know, it's short and concise. And I I'm not gonna lie, it's a tough program for like someone to start learning at, at 12 or whatnot. But I kept through with it, I stuck with it and I kept learning. And then obviously I got better in music and I started really establishing myself more locally and doing shows. And then how Ghosted happened was I remember learning about Earl being he sat down with students in the with Sask Music, right? He gave free consulting because that's just something that they offer there, right? In terms of helping people
Yep.
go in the market in the industry. And I remember I've been doing music for a while, but I wasn't registered with Sask Music, which is pretty absurd. So I was like, it's about time. And my goal was to obviously get Earl to mentor me and to just see some of the different opportunities that they had for artists. And so I remember I reached out to Earl, right? And from his point of view, he told me the story. It was perfect timing for him too, because they're still trying to figure out Ghosted and relaunching and the perfect feature for it. And so like honestly, I don't want to sound cliche or cheesy, but there's a lot of perfect timing. But also I feel like a lot of preparations like went behind it, right? Like Earl's no stranger when we started Ghosted. I've known him prior, right? But I'm just happy that the feature happened later when I was more developed and had honed my skills later, instead of just an eighth grade version of me. But yeah, that's really how it happened. Just me reaching out and just keeping in touch. Obviously like we didn't talk too much every day, but just kind of seeing what the studies are up to and stuff like that. And that's how Ghosted really took place.
Right. That's freaking kick ass.
Earl seems to have a way of being connected to people and making something happen. Because this is exactly how Moosefet started. He reached out to us
Really?
saying that, hey, you keep talking about this festival that you want to organize. Well, we have August 7th available. Do you want us to come?
Yeah, you got dibs
Just
on the
like that.
steadies if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That was how it was. That's how it was put together.
That's how the ball started rolling.
But the interesting point of that, like you said, is how like you knew Earl from before and you just stayed connected with him, right? You guys developed a friendship and that's kind of the same thing with us. Like we met Earl about 10 years ago when the Steadies
you
first
did.
started.
I didn't meet him there.
You didn't meet him then?
No.
Like he came and played, the Steadies came and played in Bellevue here. And he's a friend of a friend, and just kind of always had that in the back of my mind. But like you said, it's I don't want to sound cliche in saying it's not what you know, it's who you know, but it's definitely who you know helps.
Yeah,
big time,
definitely.
man. So
all the way, all the way.
Keep that positive vibe and like make friends out there, and just like don't take anything for granted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And persevere, and good things will happen for sure.
I agree.
That is
that's yeah, definitely. So since like the only music I got to listen of yours is basically I was going through like YouTube. Like I don't do much research, right? So I know that you've got a couple songs on YouTube, and that's where I saw like that news video and stuff like that. But I do want to know that since the remix of Ghosted, like has anything changed for you personally or specifically? Because that's been what, like two months now, or maybe more.
Oh yeah, that's been 2 months. Yeah, you're around. Yeah, like people really liked it, and right now, like they're planning, like a really good just like challenge to go with it, because it's a very danceable song. You saw how people were dancing to it, right?
Oh yeah, man! I wanted to I wanted to be in that video so bad. Like
honestly. Go ahead.
Trust me, you don't want Joel in that video.
Yeah, you didn't want me in there. I wanted to be in there, but at that time I was on crutches, and there was no freaking way I was going to be.
Well, tell us about why you're on crutches.
Yeah. Why were you on crutches? I'm kidding. I like
a broken femur. So I've got a metal. I've got this bone right here is broken, actually. So I've got a rod in my leg here right now, and that I'm not fully healed from yet. But that surgery was just around the time that they were auditioning for the video. So I was like, yeah, man, I want to be in the video for sure. So he sent me the dance, and I'm just like, yeah, fuck, I'm not doing that. There's no way. So unfortunately, I wasn't. But I was at the
That would
at
have
the
been
premiere
hilarious.
party though. I was on that Zoom call when you guys aired.
Oh, you're on the Zoom call, hey? Okay, okay.
Definitely, yeah. I was on there. I think I tagged you in a post in there or something. But yeah, I was there.
That would have been hilarious. You on crutches in that video.
Oh,
Hey, the
what would I have
dedication.
done? Yeah,
I don't know,
right.
just wave your crutches around or something.
I would
Hey.
maybe could have done the too bad or something. Maybe.
Yeah, too bad. Wait, so what caused your femur to break? Just
Well, that
out
was
of curiosity.
it was a planned surgery. So I'm not a young chap anymore, right? Even though I look
okay.
it.
I thought it was maybe like a hockey injury or something, you know, just
No, it like long story short is my hips were twisted. So we cut my femur and we rotated it and then we pinned it in place to straighten me out. I was getting all crooked, man. So I had to like straighten myself out.
Oh, okay.
You know how like when a tree is growing, if you want a tree to grow a certain way and then you like put a stick in and tie the branch straight up and then it'll grow that way. That's kind of what we're doing with my leg. Yeah.
You're pointing it towards the leg.
Okay. Okay, so it was rotated. It wasn't like they took it out and put metal pole instead or anything like that.
No, well, they cut it, rotated it, and then put the rod in and pinned it there. And then once the bone heals, then I can take the rod out. It's pretty interesting.
Wow. So how would it be like going on flights? You know, just beep, 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 you know?
I presume. Yes. I presume I'm gonna set off metal detectors for sure. There's
Let me know what
pins.
your
Yeah, I will for sure, buddy.
Yep. Hopefully he's taking along. I feel like he'll just have a laugh.
I should you know those videos where they're saying if you got the vax and like the metal sticks to you? I should like put a magnet on the pins and be like, look, I got my vax.
But the rod itself is titanium, right?
It is, but the pins I think are metal.
Really?
I don't know. Get me a magnet. Let's see.
I have a super strong magnet upstairs. We're gonna try it out with you.
Do it. Go get it. Go get it. Let's see if it
now?
sticks. Yeah, why not?
I'll be right back.
All right.
I'm curious too.
This is gonna be. I'm curious too, honestly. Like how magnetic is titanium? Like
titanium, I don't think is magnetic at all. Okay. But I think the pins that are holding it in. So we'll either be able to stick it to my knee or my ass, basically. I'm guessing maybe it won't stick at all. Yeah. And for those of you out there saying that you get metallicized with the vax, I do have my vax, so we'll see. I'm gonna check this out.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Yeah, see that's not working.
No? Oh, that sucks.
Should I take my pants down?
No, please don't.
Wow, what do you have?
It
works.
Ah, there we go. Won't slip in. There we go.
Don't put it close to your phone or something, because.
Well, yeah, what does it do if it's close to your phone? I heard it's not good or something.
The magnet will just kill the phone.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That's actually true. I did that to my laptop. I was working on a song. And then I put a magnet right on next to the mouse pad. Boom, everything is shut off. So yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy. I should have thought ahead. I should have thought ahead. Yeah.
Oh well.
Fun fact, I did not know.
You lost everything on the computer?
Oh no, it's fine. Thank God. If I lost everything, I would not be here. Most likely. So glad everything worked out. I'm glad everything worked out. You know?
Always have a backup.
Right.
I tell people all the time, always back up your stuff.
So do you still like you're producing your own music, like creating everything from scratch still? Yeah.
So not as much as I used to. Like I don't mind, purchasing a beat and laying vocals over it, right? Just for time efficiency. But I do love making music from scratch. Sometimes, I might be making beats for other people or it might be myself, but I'm happy that at a young age, I made it a goal to just be like very well diversified in different skills so that even if I'm not doing it, I can at least communicate to someone to make it exactly, the way I envision it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, for sure. Now, do you generally would you say that it's mainly hip hop, or would you say like would you rather rap or would you rather sing if you had to choose?
Oh, if I had to choose, like, wow, because I know prior, like obviously most of the stuff that I have right now are mainly rap, right? But I've always just kind of done both, to be honest. Like, obviously right now I'm just more in a singing mood, singing phase or whatever. But like I still rap, right? But if I had to pick, I'd say it's singing. I don't know. There's a certain
Interesting.
power that singing has, and there's also a certain power that hip hop has, right? And like I believe in duality, right? I believe like you should have something to balance out something to be, right? And that's where hip hop, rap and singing comes, right? Because if I'm singing, obviously it'd be a lot more intimate, a lot more emotional, a lot more, and then as for rapping, that's a lot more, like, more solid. So it's like just having that diversity, because like everyone has their days where they're feeling themselves, and everyone has their days when they're not feeling themselves. So just being able to cater towards that and just make music that is just relatable is what I'm going for. So whether it's rap, whether it's singing, but I'm always gonna stick to both. I feel because they both have, like I said, right, they both have different strengths, and you can reach a
Right.
broader audience by doing so, in my opinion. Mm-hmm.
Right. It's
Mm-hmm.
just having more tools in the tool belt, right?
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
how old are you now? You're
Yes.
19, 20?
Yes, that's correct. I'm 19 still. I turned 19 in December. So I'm still waiting. I'm
Yeah.
waiting to reach 21 back to the States and do club events. Yeah.
There you go. So is
But
that the circuit you want to go into? Clubs?
man, no. Obviously way bigger, way bigger. I wanna, cause like I've done venues, right? Right now I'm just
Yep.
trying to like scale on that and grow and expand. And in terms of how I want to do it, I definitely want to expand in Canada more, because there's so much room for growth, so much people to reach, right? That I just, because like I've been in Canada, right? Like ever since I moved to Africa, so like it only makes sense, and it feels a lot more right, to grow organically here and then spread to other places, and then that way, there's a foundation there. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Right. Yeah, for sure, man.
Mm-hmm. That's the route I'm going for.
So
Right.
what mhm. What kind of shows would you do? I mean, if you were the headliner, who would be your openers, for example?
Like in Canada?
Oh, that was a
Yeah.
headline in Canada.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
So I have to be honest. I
yeah.
listen to hip hop and R&B occasionally, but I wouldn't
Mhm.
go out to see a show myself. So I'm not sure what that would look like. Like at a
Oh,
rock show.
okay, no.
At a rock
Mhm,
show, you have the headliner and you have the openers, and then you go home.
mhm.
I assume that a hip hop show would be somewhat similar.
Oh yeah, it's very similar, because I've done opening shows before.
Right.
My first one was for Nelly and T-Pain, so those are probably like the biggest people that I've opened for so far. So honestly, in terms of openers, and it's the same, right? Because it's still under the music industry. It's a
Yeah.
lot similar. But
Right.
to answer your question and who I would pick out of Canada, you really dropped the bomb on me. Like, oh, I gotta say, so.
Yeah, you have to say the steadies now, right? No, just kidding.
Oh yeah. But hands down, hands down, hands down. Definitely get Earl up on stage, and play Ghosted for them. Man, but if it was a hip hop concert and just something to suit that setting, that's a tough one. I'd have to say, ah, you really put me on the spot.
Okay.
How about
How
this?
about
I get
how
back to
about
you on the end of the podcast. I'll have to think about that.
Sure.
think about it?
At the
Okay.
I
end,
like it
I'll think of an answer for you.
for sure. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think. Have we had a hip hop artist on the show before, or is he the first one?
No, I think you're the first one.
I think you're the first hip hop artist we've had on the show.
I'm honored. I'm honored. This first time for everything, eh?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I
What,
would.
what what kind of people have you had in the past?
I think I think you're the one to like fill all genres now.
Yeah.
Like we've had country, we've had rock and roll, we've had some folk, we've had
lo-fi beats.
Yeah.
Oh, lo-fi. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who did we miss? Yeah,
I think we've covered all genres so far.
We even
like
have fans.
We're pretty open to anybody. Like the whole purpose of this is to just help promote you as the artist and get to know you a little bit more than just your music, right?
Yeah.
Like we love music, all kinds, all genres. But yeah, like I said, the whole purpose is just to kind of get to know the face behind the music, basically. So we've had some episodes of the show where with artists and we never even talk about music. We're talking about freaking winning the lottery or traveling the world, all kinds of shit, and never come around to promoting their music, which I mean is kind of fun in itself because like
I think that's the nice thing about being able to do a podcast, because if you go on radio, for example, you have, I don't know, 2-3 minutes, 4 minutes to promote your new single, so you only talk about the music, but you can never explain, so and we have however long we have, and we can talk about
you can talk about whatever you want to. Yeah.
Awesome. And that's what I love about podcasts, to be honest, because like you said, right, like when it comes to other platforms, it's very concise, people, it's very fast moving, but like on a podcast, right, like just sit back and just be you and talk, right? So I really appreciate that. And I love how you guys have, I was going through the video earlier, you want to cuss, you can cuss, do your thing, I respect that, just because it keeps it more real, right? It keeps it more real. So I feel like so many interviews, like people have to put on faces and like you could tell when someone's not being really themselves. Hey,
exactly,
exactly. And like one thing I realized in music, man, like the best music are the most honest ones, like the truest ones. So truth can go far. They can go far because I feel like in a world with so much, like in a world with so much, cloud over truth and like so much misconceptions and like just unknowing, right? I feel like just intuitively, like we all seek and appreciate a little bit of truth from now and then. So that's what I love about podcasts. There's always truth to it because it's just like you just go with it. It's usually not planned. It's just you go where it goes. And I'm a talker, so like I'm the type of person I can talk all day, all night here. So
Perfect.
So if you ever need to slow me down, let me know.
Definitely. Well, dude, like you being here, like I tell this to all the guests too, is like now that you've been on the show, right? You're part of the family. So if there's ever like in the future something you want to like, if you're releasing something and you want to get on the show and talk about it, like just reach out to us, man, and we'll like you're more than welcome to come back here whenever you want to.
Hell, even if you decide to go on a year-long hiatus and you want to travel the world and you want to talk about it, sure.
Yeah, come back and tell us about it, man. The door is always going to be open for you for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I do want to ask you, that you mentioned that you like podcasts. I'm curious to know which ones like that do you kind of like regularly listen to?
Oh man, I've been so busy lately that I haven't really sat down and listened to podcasts as much as I used to. But I remember I used to love listening to Gary V's channel on just on Spotify, right? Just for motivation, just motivation reasons and just a different outlooks on life too, because like being in this industry is pretty tough, right? So you have to be mentally strong. So those are the kind of podcasts that I'm into, really, just like things that get you thinking or asking questions, right? Because I'm the type of person, like especially when you're into art and stuff, right? Like you question a lot of things, you question so many different things because like I feel like as an artist, your journey is it's truth, right? That's why when people find their sound, it's not something, it's truly them, and those are the kind of podcasts. It is their truth, right? And it's just like so many people, not a lot of people like to be in that vulnerable state because if I put all my truths out there, how would people see me, right? And so yeah, but I honestly just stuff that gets you thinking. I really just want to think. I don't want to just hear. I don't know, like just perspective, right? Or just someone successful, like being interviewed and just hearing how they went about it. That way, I could
Right.
It's like reading a book to me, really, right? Because I might not always have the time to sit down and read a book, but if I can listen to something, I love music. I'm all ears, right? I'm an audible person. By all means, right? Podcast is the way to go, and it's rising, man.
Right.
So many more people are listening to podcasts, which is really good. Which is really good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The only thing about Gary V is that he repeats a lot. It's he
That's
just
true.
packages the whole message differently.
Like, what do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
I used to follow him on Instagram, and I stopped because I was like, okay.
Well, exactly, because he says the same thing over and over.
Right. Well, and it was just like, yeah.
And it's not.
You see him
it's
everywhere,
not,
though.
Right.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I
Like-
don't not like him. Like, I think he's great and everything. But yeah, I just, I think the last thing I remember watching of him, he was like garage sailing. So he was like buying cheap shit at a garage
sounds
sale,
familiar.
and then he was reposting it, selling it online, and like tripling his money. And he's like, "That's how you do it."
He's into baseball cards.
Is he?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude. He was. I think he was a Jets. No, it wasn't. I can't
He's,
remember.
he's
Who's it
owner.
to?
He's part owner of the Jets.
Yeah, Jets. Yeah, he started as a fan, and then he worked his way. He was always a goal of his.
Right.
So, and that was and that was
Buy it.
one cool thing. Yeah, right. That was one cool thing I respected about him is that he saw, he saw a team that not a lot of people believed in, right? And then what's it called? And then to like work up to buy, right? It was fairly. I found it pretty inspiring, respectable, because like, hey, that means if he can want something as a kid and achieve it, what does that mean to me? If I want this, I could therefore achieve it as well, right? And that's really why I like watching stuff like that, because it shows me that it's doable, right? It shows me that it's doable, especially when it's like a lot of odds are stacked against you, right? It's not easy to pursue music. That's why a lot of people, drop probably into it. A lot of people don't even get started because they know how much work is required. But but one thing I'm always certain, and one thing I've came to realize, that what you put in is always going to be what you get out, regardless, and that means you have to put in a lot. It means you have to put in a lot. But yeah.
That's right.
Definitely.
Mhm.
Just to go back to that Gary V buying the Jets or part of the Jets or whatever. If there was a sports team that you could buy, you have enough money to buy whatever sports team. What sports team would it be?
Oh, I got my answer.
Yeah?
Boom.
Oh, really? What's yours?
The Winnipeg Jets, man.
Winnipeg Jets?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Why?
How close are you guys to Winnipeg?
About 8 hours. I
Too
think.
far?
Like, we're only an
okay.
hour away from you.
Oh, okay. So you're close to us. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
And what about you?
You'd probably go like some kind of race car,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'd probably buy a Formula One team.
For me, I didn't grow up on sports too much, so you gotta cut me some slack here. But I'd have to say,
Oh, you played soccer probably?
actually, surprisingly not.
No?
I was just one of those. I was the artsy kid. I'm more artsy than I'm physical. But I did play sports though. I played football in high school, and a couple things here and there. But I was never like devoted or like dedicated like as other kids, because it's always been music for me.
Right. Do you
Hi.
Hi.
Whoever walked in. Hi.
That's my brother. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can say hi. Hello. Yeah,
Hey.
that's my brother right there.
Do you say
Yeah.
you're artsy? Do you also like draw or paint or do any of that stuff?
I used to when I was younger. I used to do a lot more. No, but now I do. I'm more into like graphic design, so like I might design a couple stuff here and there. But in terms of art, it's very like music based. But I still love like visual arts. I love playing with colors and just stuff like that, because I feel like art, it kind of communicates. It's like a nice medium that translates between whether it's music, acting, dance. It's one of those things. If you have a sense in one, it's usually fair to have a little understanding of other arts.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But back to the team question. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, no. Sorry, I was just gonna say
okay.
I remember being so high that I thought I could see colors at one point.
Yo,
it was a long time ago.
You can see colors.
Yeah, I was pretty stoned.
Yo, what were you on?
Mushrooms.
I see colors.
Dude, I've been wanting to try that for a minute now.
No, but I mean like the sounds were colors.
Oh, the sounds.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
so
what
you
I
could
meant to
hear
say.
colors.
I could.
Yeah, it's like you're not
Yes.
tripping. It's called
Sorry. Yeah.
something. I can't remember what it is. Something stasia. I can't remember what it is. So it's like some people like what's it called? Like for example, for me, if I listen to music, I think in terms of colors, right? But not everyone thinks like that, right? Or unless they're in a very like trance like state, like on streams, they're very alert and aware. 'Cause I've heard people on streams are like, "Yo, I can see everything," every track
Oh
fit
yeah.
into like I don't know. It's hard to explain, but like I guess like I know people understood music more like the same way I did when they told me like how they gotten off like streams or something. Which is why I wanted to. It's been something I wanted to do for a while. Not just experiencing music, just
Right.
under a different type of mental awareness, right? But I haven't
Right.
gotten the chance, but definitely this summer, man. I'm trying to give it a shot. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, please do, man. I want to hear
Yeah.
all about it.
Yo,
Frick,
for
I
sure.
remember.
We can have a separate episode for that. Why
Or we can
not?
just hang out. We'll just hang out.
Why
We can
not?
keep that one off air.
Honestly, I'll do it on the podcast. But I heard it's good to have someone around. Hey, for first timers.
Elon Musk smoking a doobie
Yeah.
on Rogan.
Pot on the show.
Exactly. Dude, didn't like his shares? Didn't like shareholders start dropping because he smoked on the show or
Yeah.
something?
It's crazy. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the Tesla stock dropped.
And they removed him off the board or something.
Guys,
Tesla or whatever it
It's
was.
crazy. Like that guy shits and frickin' the stock market changes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, literally, and that shows you like the power and influence he has. I think it's so dumb how like because it was marijuana, right? That's why they had a problem with it.
Yeah, he didn't even inhale, man.
He didn't even
inhale.
he didn't even enjoy
No,
it, bro.
He literally like that's literally he takes a puff of it and that's the face that he makes and then fuck.
Dude, I guarantee you, if he inhaled, there would have been a little cough or something, like you would have noticed. He would have been, saying some funny stuff later on in the interview.
For sure.
But man, I find it so dumb because I'm a music, right? So like obviously, I've dabbled in marijuana and all these things, and like I definitely see the benefits. Because personally, like like I grew up in a completely different country, right? I grew up in Africa, so like I'm more used to like more organic and natural things, right? So for me to like roll up to like especially when it comes to like whether it's like anxiety or just I don't know just those mental issues, right? I feel like like everyone obviously has their different ways of coping, right? And then it's just like for me, right? I'd always go with a natural option unless it's not working, right? But as far as like marijuana, right? Like I see the benefits and I can see why people like yo legalize that shit, because I guarantee you, man, everybody would be life would just be a lot different. A lot of people would be a lot happier, in my opinion, because like it's hard to stress. It's hard to stress when you're high because it's like because you start things start to matter, like your awareness raises, right? So it's like, why am I stressing about this, right?
Yeah, the self-awareness for sure.
The self-awareness. I feel that's what it is because like I feel like so many people in our society, it's like people aren't aware. People are always like people do things and don't even like understand if it's good or bad, like we just live in a very like but I feel like just it doesn't have to be weed or just any way, but if people could just like whether it's meditation or just sometimes just put themselves in check, just to be aware of your actions and what you're contributing to society, right? Just to human civilization in general, right? Those things matter. Right. Those things matter.
I think
right?
I think like the pandemic brought that out in a lot of people too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, self-aware. Oh, that is so true. It's funny that you mentioned that because like I remember once things closed up, like man, and like I was so I was staying at home all the time. Had all this free time to really, really just focus on music, and that's honestly when most of my musical growth and improvement happened. So in terms of like singing, learning all those like technical things, that was all literally just during the pandemic. But I remember it was just like, cause I've always wanted just like a break to be able to just focus. Cause it's hard to find time, right? So I saw opportunity. I said, I'm not gonna let this go. So, constantly, right? And I've noticed that with a lot of people. So many people have grown. So many people are like, pursuing things that they've been wanting to do for a while. So I'm excited for things to open up. There's new businesses, new, entrepreneurs, people coming out. So like, I'm excited. I truly am. Mm-hmm.
Me too. I agree with
Yeah,
that too.
I mean, it's sad to see, some of the traditional stores and traditional businesses shutting down because of the pandemic. But on the on the flip side, a lot of new businesses opened up too. And I think the businesses that shut down were just too slow to transition to the new way.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? Because you have to adapt. You have to adapt. Because even today, we're shopping around for clothes for a music video. This one place we're going to, like, it's closed down. So many malls, like at the malls, like so many like certain stores are done, right? And it's like, and that's just like life in general, right? Adapting, right? Because I guarantee you, like, if I was still making music from like '05, I guarantee you, like, I'd find it a lot more difficult to sell tickets and sell more songs right now, right?
Yeah.
Right, and everything, even in podcasts, right? Obviously, you guys are gonna keep elevating with the times and, like, with the platforms and stuff like that. And that's just how it is. I feel like that's something that applies to everything in general. Everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, which sports team are you buying?
Back to that question. Hey, because I don't watch sports that much, I'd have to say, honestly.
Okay, but
Raptors,
you do watch the Raptors.
Basketball. All right.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Raptors for Canada's sake.
We'll go halvesies on it. I'll buy it too.
Yeah, but halvesies, I bet we'll split it. Like, the reason why I say that, because I don't know, I feel like Toronto has really established itself in terms of a city, like in terms of like their entertainment industry, their in terms of music and film, like lots of shows are filmed out there too. Obviously, Vancouver, that's where all film stuff. But honestly, I'm proud of Toronto for establishing something, because, like, even for me, right, like, because I feel like Toronto, like, that's the area where I'm trying to reach to in terms of sound. Cause, like, that's growth is happening exponentially there, and obviously, other cities are starting to catch up, such as Calgary and Edmonton, right? But their influences, their slangs, the way they do stuff is very, very influenced by Toronto. And so, like, yeah, and like, they have a sport. Aren't they the only, like, Canadian team in the NBA? Right?
Yeah.
It's just the Raptors, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that weird, hey? They're the only.
Basketball is invented by a Canadian, and there's only one
NBA.
NBA.
Isn't that sad? Yo,
but we have the Rattlers.
Make sure you keep that part in the video. Isn't that funny? Canadians invented basketball, and there's only one team in the entire NBA.
Yeah.
Wow, I've never really just.
But we have Saskatoon Rattlers.
Oh yes, the Rattlers. The CL. What's the league? CLB.
CEBL.
CEBL. Yeah. You didn't know that? What?
Not at all, man.
They had a whole tournament.
Yeah, man.
I haven't watched. I won't even lie. I've been like so detached from basketball since like Jordan. I remember watching basketball with like fucking Jordan and Space Jam and all that shit. I remember that when I was in school. Now I could give two shits, man.
That was 90.
Give two shits about basketball.
Holy man.
I could. Listen, to make you feel better, I don't keep up with basketball. Like, honestly, any sport, right? And it's so weird too, because some are my age, like, most of my age, they keep up with stuff. But I'm just the type of person, like, I've always been like, just like, I'm the type of person I like to get shit done, right? And like, just in terms of things done, just things that can like benefit me later on, right? Such as music and all those things. So, like, yeah.
I'm gonna hang on. I'm gonna make you feel old now.
Okay.
Jordan retired before he was born.
Really?
What year were you born?
I was born in 01.
Yeah.
Okay, which retirement though? Because he retired twice.
Yeah, but his last
he left. He went and played a league of baseball or a season in baseball, and then he came back to basketball.
Wow! Didn't what's his name do that too?
He retired before 2000.
Bo Jackson.
Yeah, you don't know Bo. I remember watching the documentary.
Yeah, Bo knows. Bo knows. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's three sports, right? It's baseball, football, or just the two.
No, I feel like I think there might have been a third there.
I think there might have been. There's something because he'd do it on the off season. He'd be playing. What was it? Because I remember in baseball season he'd be doing baseball, right, and then football would come. It'd be a good transition.
Yeah. Right. I even remember a cartoon back in like growing up. There was a cartoon, I think it was called All Star. It was Gretzky, Bo Jackson, Jordan, and there might have been another one. Do you remember that cartoon?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It was a power cartoon and they were like superheroes.
All right.
Anyways.
Cool.
And then for baseball, I remember Roberto Alomar and Joe Carter. I had that poster, the Blue Jays, man, Toronto Blue Jays.
In Holland, that's not baseball's not really a thing.
Really a thing. That's 92, 93. I remember that. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. And
I
now
feel like a baby now.
I don't give a shit about sports anymore, man.
No, you don't watch hockey anymore?
No. I don't even have TV anymore, man.
That's true. Wow.
So a question I have for you, Emanali, is so when you're not creating or producing music, like what's in your tape deck? What's in your, like, what are you listening to?
When I'm not making music?
Like when you're just listening to music, like what are you listening to?
Steadies.
Not podcast, but like what kind of music?
Steadies.
Okay, I'm all over the place. Yes, steady occasionally. You're not wrong there. I really like, lately I've been really getting into like Afrobeat because like I realized Africa's music, it's really been rising, right? And that's stuff that I grew up on at a certain point. So like to really reconnect and see how much it's grown, like I'm loving it. But I do like to listen to sometimes occasionally like remixes, like I'm talking about like electronic remixes to like just pop songs and stuff. I listen to those, or just pop, R&B. I love soul, jazz when I'm stressed because it's just so relaxing, or reggae when I'm stressed or just wanna, always I listen to some Bob Marley here and there because like my girlfriend's half Jamaican too, so that was good vibes. But man, like see the thing, like I've never been like, see the thing, like in terms of music, I've never really like been picky, right? Like I listen to rock occasionally, right? Like man, I'm a big fan of I don't know what's the song? To light 'em up, light 'em up in the sky. What's it?
Yeah,
can't remember. Was it Backstreet Boys? Yeah,
nope,
that was a big song of mine, right? I like a lot of. Which one was it?
It's like
I thought it's Fall Out Boys.
Fall Out Boy. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was Fall Out Boy. Oh, okay,
yeah.
But I'm the type of person, like it really depends on my mood, right? If I'm really anxious, I'll listen to something relaxing, right? Or it really depends, right? But I do love listening to 90s rap sometimes. It's really just or just 70s like soul music, just the old school, like just stuff that you should be listening on vinyl, right?
Yeah.
But
like
man,
like the sheepdogs.
Which one?
Okay.
You ever meet those guys? The sheepdogs?
No, I haven't.
Saskatoon boys. Those guys are pretty kick ass.
Yeah, we had them on the show last week.
Okay. How long have they been in the music industry for?
About 10, 15 years, something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well over a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. So the Sheepdogs were the first band that wasn't signed to a label to make the Rolling Stone cover, like the magazine.
So how hard is it to make it up on Rolling Stone?
Well, the way they got on there was they were, I don't know,
you'll have to see,
you'll have to watch the episode.
I'll have to watch the episode. There you go. I have an incentive now. Okay, which episode was it? Do you remember?
It's this week's episode, so it's the one that uploaded yesterday.
Oh, okay, perfect. So it's easy to find. I know that's good then. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell their story. They can tell it.
They did already.
No,
that's
fair. Yeah. I'll just watch it.
So like right now, like what are you working on right now? Do you have something that's like maybe released or what have you been doing?
Yes. So I do have something now. It's actually covering now next Saturday. It's called Friction. I've mentioned it a couple of times like on the CBC but I haven't gotten too into it. But yeah, so it's a song called Friction. In terms of vibe, it's very different, you know. It's a bit of Afrobeat and dancehall, which are very like, which are very like, so it's more like Caribbeans and like African, right? Because like
Hmm.
in terms of sound, they're very similar, and so that's something I was doing, but complemented with more R&B and pop vocals. Because I grew up on the songs here, right? So
Right.
obviously, like I've grown accustomed to that. So it's coming out next week, and I'm looking forward to it because this has been the song that I've been showing people, and this is the one that everybody like, yo, I'm feeling so tough, and actually tomorrow I'm gonna be meeting up with Earl to just lay a couple more like harmonies, right, to polish it up, and then just send it off and submit it. But I'm looking really forward to this song, and like I'm having a whole release party for it and everything. So it's good stuff, and then we're gonna be shooting a video starting next week, and it should be out fairly soon, and I'll make sure I keep you guys updated in terms of its release.
Yeah.
But
Oh, for
that's
sure.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, so that's the next thing that's coming up. And then I'm working on a couple projects for different artists because I audio engineer as well for other people. And then also have an album coming out too later on. So I've been like all over the place. Like
Right. Been busy.
it's crazy. Oh, super busy. Like I don't even like you'd be surprised like how hard it is for me to like just find time to call just friends to see how they're doing, or I still do, right, but not as much as I'd like to, or even just go out and just meet up with people because everyone knows me as like that busy person, just hold up. But
Right.
but like I can't complain because this is something I want to do, and I know what it takes. I know like you have to sacrifice lots of time, and when you it's I don't know, it's like you have to know that it's leading somewhere, so you're not too busy, seeing how much fun other people are having, not grinding, because it's a lot easier to go out and party and celebrate and just turn up, but like, what are you really celebrating, right? So I like to get stuff done, and it affects relationships. I'm not gonna lie, like being a musician can definitely affect relationships, but I don't know why I'm saying that. Like I'm still
You're
young too,
creating
right?
new
I'm
ones too.
19, huh?
You're creating new ones too, new relationships.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, right. But you're creating new relationships too on so many different ways in terms of music, or just or like roles people play into contributing to what you're doing. And so yeah, but it's nothing new to me though in terms of busyness. Like I've been even throughout high school, right? I had a clothing company. I was in this business program. I've always been very into like entrepreneurship stuff, and it definitely benefits me and allows me to stay independent because of those business experiences, and just making sure things run smoothly, right? Because I'm very business based, right? But I'm also very musically based too. So I'm happy I'm able to have knowledge in both fields to keep
Yeah.
myself afloat and make sure I'm not being taken advantage.
I think that's a good thing to look at it that way as a business, because a lot of
Mhm,
musicians are just making music because they love music, and that's all they
mhm,
know. They don't know the business side of things, and they get
mhm.
shafted all the time. And
Oh,
so if you have a bit of a background in business, I think that's all the better. And if you have, like your own career or a band, if you treat it as a
mhm.
business, you'll be able to get somewhere.
Right.
Honestly,
Right.
that
Right.
is so true.
And you gotta have
That is
fun
so
doing
true.
it too.
You gotta have fun, man, and like yeah, and I feel like the most challenging thing, at least for me, mind you, because I remember this is something that was bothering me. So I was on a phone, and like a friend had to tell me she has a degree in psychology, so she was like, Emmanuel, like you're still 19, your brain's developing, like you shouldn't, like because for me the biggest challenge was, because she really had to put me in check because like the biggest thing for me was, you know, is balance, right? And it's not just in music, it's just in life, right? Balancing work and life, and just whether it's business and play, right? You're making sure you're maintaining both, right? And the biggest one for me, was like the business side and also the music side, right? Obviously, I love the music side so much. Obviously, I love the music side so much more, right? Because I feel like it involves a lot less stress than the business side, because I know for me, like, but the business side needs to get taken care of, right? And I have to do my part. It's responsibility, right? And I guess where I struggle is just a balance, right? Because I know if I'm focused heavily on this, I'm missing out on this, and
Yep.
as an artist, you could tell it's like crap. I feel like I'm suffocating because I need to be creating music, right? But it's like but I'm not because I have to dive into the business side of things. Or when I'm doing the music side of things, right? I'm doing, I'm creating music, I'm pumping out lots of stuff. But it's like if the business is lacking, right? It's not, meeting up to standards of what I want after it's released. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yep.
So it's just like and like I know I'm not the only one. I know, and I can't be the only one, right? But it's just that balance, right? And just I don't know. I feel like that's the hardest thing, as of right now. And honestly, I'd love to say, but I'm planning on looking back and just watching this video and being proud that I've finally mastered that balance. I feel like if I can, not if, but once I get that down, everything will go smoothly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I like how you changed the wording on that too.
Yeah.
Not if, when.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's something I had to start doing, and it's helped because I was reading this book. I like to read occasionally, and I need to read more. Like just me being like just honest with myself. I need to read a lot more. But when I do, I like reading books that they kind of just more practical books. Like I'm not a novel guy. I'm not a novel guy because I already have a big imagination. So like and if I wanted to read a novel, like I could just watch a movie, right? I'd rather just do
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But when it comes in terms of like biographies or maybe just things people have done, because like I'm not the type of person to like buy into someone because they claim they know how to like are you where I want to be? I have to ask myself, how do you have the proof? So many people here they're out here selling like take my like, classes, my courses, and yet they're not a business owner themselves. It doesn't make sense, like let me
Yeah.
sell you a course
Yeah.
from somebody else, it's just, But I love reading books that, whether it's like by other entrepreneurs. I love entrepreneurial books. I say entrepreneurial books or just more thinking books, things that make you question or reflect on myself and just society and reality too. Because like I'm a super deep person and also deep thinker too, right? And so those are the kind of books that I like. I like reading into and yeah, because I feel like with those books they apply more, right? They apply more, and I could grow as a person more than like novels and all those other stuff.
I say you should check out Richard Branson's "Screw It, Let's Do It" if you haven't already.
Screw it, let's do it. Okay, screw it, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out then. Okay, bet for sure, for sure.
Because that's pretty much about how Richard Branson went from starting I think it was called Virgin Media or whatever. It was
Now that you
a school
mentioned that,
newspaper.
we were actually talking about him. Yeah, so who was I talking to? That's so funny that you mentioned that because the other day I was with who was it? And this past week has been such a blur. So I've just been all over the place. I can't remember who, but I remember they're telling us how we grew, right? And then turned to Virgin Mobile, Virgin Records, and we're
Yep.
going through some of the people that they have under there, like really big names. And this guy really established himself, and that sounds like a book I would read personally because it's like
I think they signed Rolling Stones.
They signed Rolling Stones. That's them. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be
I
surprised.
think Rolling Stones
Yeah,
was
they
on
had
there.
Queen under them. They even had Queen under them. They had who
Virgin.
else?
That's the name of
I
the
can't.
records?
No, that's the
No.
name of the record company.
What's the name of the book?
Yeah.
Screw it, let's do it.
Screw it, let's do it. I gotta write that. I'll write that right now.
And how he went on a hot air balloon ride around the world because he thought that was a cool thing to do. Little things like that.
Would you do that personally? Would you?
Balloon ride?
Oh,
Across the whole world.
No. Not in a balloon.
There's no way in hell I would do that.
You don't like
heights?
heights? I'm going.
I would go in a hot air balloon. I would definitely go in a hot air balloon and go for a ride, but not across the world, man. Are you crazy?
That's right.
Well, Richard Branson.
The thing is, man. Yeah. But the thing is, because I remember because my girlfriend went on a hot air balloon, right? And I'm not a fan of heights to begin with, right? She's telling me how it's hot up there, right? Because you're blowing this fire, right, just above you to keep the balloon afloat, right? Just being a compact place under a lot of heat with no escape, well, I'd feel very uncomfortable. Because like your only escape is down. And down is not a very good idea. You know what I mean? So you gotta wait it out.
Yeah,
I
for
couldn't
sure.
imagine. That takes a lot of patience.
You got to bring a parachute with you, and when you get to like 2,500 feet, whatever that is, then you just jump out and you parachute down.
By yourself?
Sure.
See, I feel like I'm the type of person to pass out before I can even pull it. You know? That's it. I'm not waking up. I'm not trying to open my eyes to touch the ground. You know? No.
So you don't ever. So you've never been on that at the exhibition, that slingshot ride? You ever go on that thing?
Oh, that's the only one. See, the thing is, the exhibition it kind of scares me, and not because of the rides. Because I've been to like 6 places in California, and I've done crazy rides. But like, you know what the exhibition is that they build it up and take it down so fast.
Yes.
Oh, see you on the same page.
Yes,
Check this
exactly
out. My sister works there, right? So I was there like until like maybe midnight when they close or whatever, right? So I go there the next morning at 8 a.m. I think, or 8 a.m. or 7 to pick her up. Nothing. It looked as if nothing had even happened. They packed up everything, not even a trace. And it wouldn't even seem like there was a whole carnival here the day before. And mind you, all the gears and just massive structures they have up to take down and what, mind you, in the dark, bro. This is nighttime. It's all gone by the morning. After that, man, I don't know if I want to, So I haven't been to the exhibition since because of COVID, right? But go ahead.
So the taking down part, okay, yeah, that can be quick, fine. But did you lose that bolt? Did you pick up that 7th one that's supposed to be hit? Well, we'll just build it up next time, and hopefully nobody notices.
Right?
That's the idea I get from the X and
that's how you feel when you go.
Yeah.
Oh, I freaking love it, man. I love those rides.
But if you go to like a Six Flags or something, I've been on those rides.
Oh, I feel comfortable
because they're stationary.
Yeah, and they have their routine inspections, and they don't move.
Yeah. They don't
I'm
move,
all
bro.
for that.
Yeah. Because the thing, I'm glad we're on the same page. But my girlfriend,
I never really thought of it like that at all.
And now you don't want to go anymore.
Now,
that
slingshot ride's my favorite, man.
No, I saw the video.
Tell me about it, because it's something I've been wondering. I've been thinking about.
Oh, dude, it's the best. The best is I get a lot dizzier when I do it in the daytime, because you can like see the ground leaving, right? And I got a little woozy. But at nighttime, man, it was like nothing. Mind you, I was pretty drunk when I did it too, but I have 2 of them on video. It was I think it was Theory of a Dead Man, or was it the Trues? See, I was so drunk I don't even remember who was playing at the X in Saskatoon. I think it was the Trues. And I wanted to go on the slingshot. This was the first time, like so bad, and nobody wanted to come with me, right? So I was like, fuck it, I'll pay for anybody. Like, whoever wants to come with me, I don't give a shit who you are. I'll pay for you. Let's just go, man. Yeah. So this guy I didn't even know was like, yeah, I'll go with you, man. And I was like, all right. So whatever.
You paid for him?
Yeah, I fucking paid for him. And I got the video of it, and we're there. We're like just screaming and high-fiving. And like, you would have thought this guy's my best friend. Never met him before in my life. And haven't got a clue who he is. And I should play that video at the end of this. It's so funny. Have I seen it?
Yeah. Have you seen him?
I don't have a clue. No, shit, man. No.
Can you imagine this reconnecting on a podcast?
Oh, that'd be funny.
But only funny part is he tells the story funny. He tells the story differently. Nah, what's the name?
I was pretty drunk.
He's scared. Yeah. He's crying, passed out halfway. Yeah, don't believe anything he tells you.
I had to pay for him. He's crying. Maybe. But yeah, so that was the first time I ever went on it. And that kicked so much ass. And then I think we went back the next day, if I remember. And I was like, oh, man, I'm going to do it again. Like, that was such a blast. But it was daytime. and I almost passed out because like probably because I was hungover now that I think of it, but like I could see the ground like leaving, and it just made me pretty dizzy. And then a few years went by, and I did it again, and I got that one on video too. I got 2 of them on video anyway. But yeah, fuck man, that's my favorite, dude. It's so intense, like your cheeks just go back and everything, man. It's crazy, so fast.
Have you been on like Six Flags type of ride?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, you're missing out.
Which one did you go to? Which Six Flags?
In Holland.
In Holland?
Yeah.
Holland.
That's where I'm from.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so Europe. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. They have a pretty big Six Flags there, and they had what's it called? I think they called it something like the Superman or whatever.
Oh, I did that.
Well,
yeah, the Superman. Where it's like,
too, right? It's like you're shouldered in and your feet are dangling.
No. Oh,
no, like Tutu. It's Tutu. Superman's like, isn't that the one where it's like it shoots backwards this way up and then brings you back down?
Oh yeah, no, that's okay. So it's not.
Or is it the one where you
Superman.
go up and then drop?
It's called.
I can't remember, but I remember Superman because they had a lot of like superhero themes, especially like Warner Brothers heroes. Yeah, there's like Batman, Green Lantern, all that stuff.
That's more Disney, I think.
Which one?
No, but
no,
Disney's
Marvel.
So
Disney's
normally you have the loop. Oh right, yeah. So normally you have the loops going up and down,
right?
But they created the loops going on the ground sideways. So you're laying sideways, and you can't touch the grass, but it feels like you can touch the grass like while you're looping.
You're seeing it go by.
Yeah,
holy crap!
Which makes it feel a lot faster than you can't see anything around you.
Oh yeah, because you're so close to the ground and seeing them move.
I love that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. But I have to try the
be an exhibition this year?
Oh, there is.
Yes.
There is. It's been confirmed.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to make any promises.
I'll go with you. I'll go with you,
and he'll pay for you.
That's the only time. Okay, I bet that's the only way I'll go. If I go with somebody who's brave enough to do it with me, at least for the first time. Okay, we'll definitely have to plan a day. Where we're both, where we can both all go to the exhibition and just go crazy.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man.
Go crazy, man. Mm-hmm.
I've
never really.
But I'll do it. Hell yeah, be fun.
Just don't throw.
But okay, where can we direct people to find some of your music to listen to? Like, where's the best place to send people to?
The best place is my website, so it's pretty straightforward. It's emanaliofficial.com, all one word. And that's the best place because
all right,
because so there you'll have my artist bio, you'll have links to all my other music videos, all that stuff. So I feel the website is the best place because it has everything that everyone will need there. Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
We will we'll have that in the description for everyone. You guys can check that out there.
Awesome.
And I think we'll let you go here. You stay on, but we'll say bye to everybody. Yep. Thanks you guys for joining us this week.
Thanks for hanging out.
Wait, was I supposed to answer? I think I was supposed to answer something at the end. What was it?
Oh, wasn't it the sport? But you?
No. It was
something else.
Oh, who would open for you as a headliner?
Okay, who would open for me? It could be anybody, right?
Yeah, Canadian.
Sure. No, it doesn't have to.
Canadian.
No. Yeah. It doesn't have to be Canadian if you can't think of a Canadian.
Ooh. See us? I see. Because the thing is, do they have to be like a? See, the thing is, as an opener, it means they're still working their way in the industry, or does it matter? Doesn't matter how well established they are. Doesn't matter.
If you want Drake to open for you.
Okay, bet. All right, we'll throw him in there. How many people can I fit?
I don't know. Two?
Okay, two. All right, bet. I'd pick Drake for North America, and then one African artist that's starting to because like a lot of African artists are starting to establish themselves and facing like Grammy nominations. I'd say Omale. Omale is an up and coming he's a up and coming artist, not much older than me. He's a couple years older than me actually. But he's from Lagos, Nigeria. So he grew out of poverty and like kept doing music. Like he's doing really big things right now. So I feel like, and in terms of sound, like I prefer people who sound unique because we live in the industry. This is based on waves and trends, right? So, you know, and like most people would rather follow that to play it safe than, you know, to take the chance, take the
Right.
risk, you know, themselves. So yeah, big respect to
Yeah.
artists who do that because they make real true music. But yeah, those are the two people I'd pick.
Very
Yeah.
good.
And
So
with that,
yeah, so you want me to stay on, right? And you'll say goodbye to
That's
Yeah.
right.
the viewer.
Bye, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.
Bye, everyone. Awesome.